Welcome all in class 18 on PCB design course. In this class, we will discuss to design PCB board layout of a circuit using Autodesk Eagle. Now this board layout of the circuit can be directly printed on PCB by using toner method. Manufacturers uses Gerber files of board layout for fabricating the PCB. In order to generate the board layout of any circuit, first we need to draw the schematic diagram of the circuit. In class 17, we started plotting the schematic diagram of regulated power supply. In this class, we will generate the board layout of regulated power supply from the schematic diagram that we plotted in class 17. So in order to plot the board layout of regulated power supply, we are making use of the schematic diagram of regulated power supply. So this is the schematic diagram of regulated power supply that we drawn in class 17. In order to generate the PCB board layout of regulated power supply, we are making use of generate switch to board tool of Autodesk Eagle. When we press switch to board tool of Autodesk Eagle, a new window appears on the screen. This window shows all the components that are used in order to draw the schematic diagram of the circuit. It also indicates a board, the working board of Autodesk Eagle. The working board of Autodesk Eagle is bounded by the yellow lines on the screen. We can draw the board into this working area. The bottom left corner of the board indicates the origin of the board, and the position of the cursor with respect to origin can be directly read from the left hand corner of the screen. The left hand corner of the screen also indicates the minimum grid side selected on the board, and we can change this units as well as minimum grid side of the board by using grid tool. Once we press the grid tool, the dimensions of the minimum size of the grid can be changed to millimeter, mil, inches or so on. So we can select millimeter in order to select minimum grid size or board size in millimeter, and we can select the size of the grid by using the size tab. So at present we have selected size to be 0.01 mm. So 0.01 mm is the minimum grid size on the board. We can use the on switch in order to show the grids on the screen. In order to activate the changes we made, we need to press OK. So once we press OK, these changes are visible on the left hand side of the screen. So left hand side of the screen shows the minimum grid size to be 0.01 mm and the coordinates of the cursor are shown in the bracket. The move tool can be used to move the position of corners of the or edges of the board. Zoom to fit can be used to fit all the board and components to fit in the screen. Similarly, we can use zoom in and zoom out to zoom a particular area of the screen. Our next aim is to move all the components of the schematic from outside the board to inside the board. We can use move tool or we can use rotate tool in order to move and adjust the position of all the components. In order to move a particular component, we can select move tool, then select the component that we need to move from outside to the inside of the board. Then by using the rotate tool, we can adjust the position of the component. We can move individual component or we can move a group of components from outside to the inside of the board. In order to move a group of components, we need to select the group tool. By using group tool, we can move all the components from outside to inside the board. Then by using move command, we can move, and by using rotate command or by using right click, we can change the orientation of the components in the board. So by using move and rotate command, we can adjust the position of all the components on the screen. So in order to save the time, I have already adjusted the position of all the components on the board. Now yellow wire here are known as air wires. They shows the connection between various components as per the requirement of circuit diagram. These are called air wires because these are not the actual connections. We need to connect all the wires as per the requirements. Now there is a one tool called RatsNet. The RatsNet tool can be pressed in order to connect all the component by the shortest air wires. Once we press the RatsNet tool in the below, we get the total number of air wires which are unconnected. So in order to make the PCB layout, we need to connect all these wires. Now components can be present on any of the layers. In free version of Autodesk Eagle, we have two layers with us, that is the top layer and bottom layer. The components can present on top layer or components can be present on the bottom layer in free version of Autodesk Eagle. So when components are present on the top layer and they are connected with each other using the top layer. So color of the traces will be red. When we connect components present on the bottom layer, the color of the traces will be blue. For example, now let us suppose some components are present on the top layer and we want to connect all these components by using traces. So connection of components on the layers is called routing, and in Autodesk Eagle, in order to start routing, we need to use route air wires. Once we select the tool route air wires, then depending upon the layer, we can connect the components. We can start from the one component by left click and we can terminate the trace at the end component. So color of the trace when we are using the top layer will be red. However, if we connect components which are present in the bottom layer, the color of the trace will be blue. So clearly, red trace indicates that we are connecting the components by using the top layer, and blue color of the trace indicates that we are connecting the components on the bottom layer. So in a similar way, we can connect all the components. Now, when we are routing the wires, the one thing that we should keep in mind is that there is no intersection of traces. So where we feel that there is interconnection of traces, we can use the top layer and bottom layer in order to draw the trace, that is to connect the component. For example, let us suppose we want to connect this diode with this capacitor. Let us connect diode and capacitor by traces which start from the bottom layer and which ends on the top layer in order to avoid any interconnection of traces. So we can start with top layer. So we just select top layer and then again we select route air wire. So we can start from diode, then we can shift this trace from top layer to the bottom layer. So when we shift from top layer to the bottom layer, a via will be inserted into the PCB. So in order to shift the layer, we press the middle button of the mouse and then press the left button of the mouse and start the trace again. So this is how we can draw trace from on two layers by using mouse. So the advantage of via is that the signal will travel from the component up to the via by the upper layer. Then at the point of via, the signal will transfer from upper layer to the lower layer by via. Then by the trace on the lower layer, signal will travel from the via to the final component. So this is how we can shift from one layer to another layer in order to avoid intersection of traces. So we can draw the various air wires in this way on upper layer as well as on the lower layer. So once we are over with drawing the with routing the all the traces, we can press rat's net again, and now the rat's net is showing that there is nothing to do. That is, all air wires are now connected. Once air wires are connected, we need to insert the ground plane into this PCB layout. Ground plane is the extra copper that is used to connect all the grounds or all the power points in the PCB. In order to draw the ground, we use the tool called polygon on Autodesk Eagle. We make use of polygon and then draw orphans in order to draw the ground plane. So we start from one point and start drawing the ground. Again, we can terminate on the starting point and we can name this as ground. So now ground wire appears on the PCB board. So once we have inserted ground into the PCB board, and now if we press rat's net again, then all the ground that we have inserted is visible on the screen. Now it is the time to check the design rules for this PCB. Every manufacturer specify some limiting values like that what can be the minimum distance between traces, what can be the width of the traces. So as per the requirement of the manufacturer, we can check some design rules for our PCB, and in order to check the design rules for the PCB, we need to check the design rule check tool. So when we select design rule check, another window appears on the screen. By using various tabs, we can set various parameters that need to be checked. For example, by selecting the distances. So distances will check that what is the copper dimensions, what is the drill hole size. So by selecting the clearances, we can check, we can insert that what should be the minimum wire to wire distance or trace to trace distance, what should be the distance, what should be the minimum distance between wire and pad and wire and via as per the requirement of manufacturer. So after setting these values as per the requirement of the manufacturer, we can use the check button. So check button will indicates the errors if there are some any. These errors will show that as per the requirement, the minimum distance between two traces was, let us suppose, 1 mm. However, in our PCB design, the minimum distance is 0.5 mm. So we need to correct these distances. So this is how we can check the design rules as per the requirement of manufacturers. Now this board is ready for the purpose of fabricating the PCB. This board layout can be used directly to print the PCB by using toner method, and we can use the Gerber files of this board so that we can fabricate the PCB through manufacturer. So this is all that we want to discuss in this class. So in this class basically we have discussed to design the board layout of PCB. So thank you very much.